Alrighty, boys. So, as you can tell by the title, One Piece Full Set 1 has been released. I'm going to be doing a quick little live reaction-ish because I've seen some of these cards already in like the leaks, but we haven't seen every single card yet. I just woke up to this news. Very excited because as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I am mad hyped about this game. This game is really fun. It's really competitive. It's really big brain. It's everything I want from a card. So I'm very excited about this. Yes, I haven't made any videos about like the starter decks yet. I guess I can make videos about those later. Just for like a rough idea of what we know so far about the card game before I go into this analysis, because it actually does, affect my view on some of these cards. Is a red, very aggressive, very rushy style archetype. Get a bunch of boards, get a big board, cheap guys that can make you efficiently use your Dawn to power up your dudes, swing really quickly, and win the game, right? Blue is very control-y, like make sure that your opponent's board is pretty empty by bouncing dudes back into your hand, while also having a bit of aggression here and there by being able to swarm the board a little bit. Green is multi-hits, kill up, swing over guys by resting them first, and purple's very control-y. You can ramp up your resources really quickly, which is your Dawn cards, which is what you see right here, which is your mana, your resource, whatever you want to call it. Ramps those up pretty quickly and tries to remove your opponent's options on the board. From what I saw, there's like some hand ripping cards too, which I don't know how good that is in this game, but it seems pretty decent. I mean, hands, you only draw once per turn. Like, there's not a lot of draw cards in this game. So it should, yeah, we'll see. Anyways, yep, we got leaders, we got characters, we got options or events, whatever you want to call them. We got stadiums. I don't know if there's any fields that have been introduced in this set. I guess we'll find out, right? So yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. I'm not gonna try to make this video as long as other set reviews are, but it's the whole set. So we're just gonna be going over every single card because I've only let's just say what's the best way to put it? I've only superficially looked at these cards. I haven't actually looked at these cards too deeply yet. And keep in mind, like, my camera's up here, my monitors are right here, and my recording setups right here, so my eyes are gonna be everywhere, so I apologize about that, but hope you guys like it. Drop a like if you haven't already, subscribe to all the good jazz, check out the other channels, Gate Ruler and Digimon/Pokemon, and let's get into it. So we got leader Zoro. All of your characters gain 1,000 power. Not bad, it really helps with the aggression. It's really consistent. You get this pretty much as early as turn 1, which means your opponent has to constantly use resources to get rid of your to make sure they don't take damage. I actually like this leader a lot. Like, as far as what the red archetype wants to do, you get your 5 health, you have your, I should probably do this. You have your 5 health, you have 5k power, you put on 1, and then all of your characters gain 1,000 power. So Zoro itself doesn't gain power, it's just the characters, but this is really strong. Supernova Straw Hat, I mean, it's pretty good. I like it. We have the cool manga art, which, oh, I'm so excited about these. I hope they're not super hard to pull, but I hope they're hard enough to pull. Like, if I were to get like a case of boxes, I don't want to pull like 3 Altart Zoros, you know what I mean? Because like, I only need 1. So there's that. Also keep in mind that when you have these, obviously most people know this, but you can only use red cards in this deck, which matters because then we have cards like Law, which is red and green, which means you can use both red and green cards, which is a very cool combination. I haven't really done it too much yet, but the idea is that like red, it's easy to ramp up your guys and swing for big numbers, while green, it's easy to rest your opponent. So it makes a really cool combination as far as like being able to rest your opponents while also swinging a bunch. Swinging over your guys as well. It seems like a good combo of color. My only problem with these cards is that obviously for health you have to sacrifice something for the combo. I haven't tested with these. I've only tested with the star decks so far. I played all 4 of them so far, and that 5 health is really important, especially when you have really powerful red cards. But the combo of cards for like strong combos could be really powerful. So we'll have to see. This is red yellow. Activate main. So you have the rest 2 to use this ability. If you have 5 characters, return one of your characters to the owner's hand and play 1 character with a cost of 5 or less of a different color as the returning cards from your hand. So this is pretty nice actually. There's a lot of rush. So you could play a green card that can rest. We'll have to see what the combinations are because obviously this is very superficial first reactions, but I do like this a lot. You can play some of the green cards that can rest, and then you can go immediately bounce it back into your hand and rush them with a red card that has rush, right? Rush means you can attack the first turn you play. Like most games, this card has summoning. Like most games, your dudes have summoning sickness on summon. So the problem is if you have to have 5 characters, which means your opponent can just play around this, right? They just kind of get rid of your characters. This is probably really strong late game, but there's not as much value throughout the game like there's with Zoro. So pretty good. Then we have another green red card and Monkey D. Luffy. I have to make sure you guys can see it. Did you guys see the law effect? I'm sorry. Once again, I had to pay attention. Yeah, let's make sure that you guys can actually read the card. Eventually, there it is. Okay, cool. That's the effect if you want to read it. I will be doing my best to make sure you guys can read all these cards. Then we have Luffy, another 5,004 health guy. Supernova Straw Hat. Once per turn, cost of 4. Set one of your cost 5 or lower Supernova or Straw Hat characters to active and give that character 1,000 power this turn. This is really strong for late game, swinging multiple times. That's actually really good. In the Kid starter deck, the green starter deck, Kid is rest 3, discard a card to restand the leader. Being able to restand cost 5 Supernova or Straw Coup character, it has to be a character card, so it can't be the leader itself. But being able to restand one of your rush guys could be really strong, and giving them 1,000 extra power, so it's even harder for them to stop you from killing the guy. I like this card a lot too. I think I like this more than I like Law though, because it's really hard to play around Luffy, because it's literally just play down a guy with rush and then tap another 4 to swing with that rush guy again. So this is one of the few characters that can go from like I've done 0 damage to you to like I've won the game. So that's pretty nice. I like that a lot. So I do like Zoro. I think Zoro is really strong, but we'll have to see. It all depends on deck building after I look at the rest of these cards. Obviously we have the starter deck cards too, so a lot of those cards are really strong. For instance, Nami is really strong. We have Sanji, that's rush for 4 or 3 cost, I believe. Yeah, there's some really strong cards in the starter deck, which is why I'm thinking about those cards while looking at these. I will go over the starter decks in a different video, I guess, since I haven't done those yet, but I really want to get this video out first because, whew, sets released. I'm so excited. All right, Usopp, when your opponent activates an event, draw 1 card. Which is only during your turn, and you have to attach a Dawn. Not a big fan. That means that you're hoping that they use a counter when one of your swings. Not a huge fan. Pretty filler. Otama, 0 DP or 0 power, I should say. On play, give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. So obviously that doesn't really matter like it does in Digimon, because you can't like delete something when they get to 0 power. I don't know if maybe we haven't got full official rulings yet. But as far as I'm aware, like there's no way to delete dudes by giving them negative power. So probably not the best. 1 cost to make something a little bit weaker to swing over. Probably not worth using. We have Cavendish. You may return one of your life cards to your hand. This character gains rush. Another rush unit. Actually, this could be good combined with Luffy or any aggressive leader, right? Because once again, you pay 4. Then you pay another 4, and you still have 2 more resources left. So you could even pump up the Cavendish a little bit if you want to, by putting a life back in your hand. It really depends on how many rush guys we're gonna have in this set. But so far, love this. And keep in mind that with Luffy, you can use the with Nami. Nami has a skill that can once per turn put a Rested Dawn onto a character. So you can use some of these Rested Dawn. So some of your Rested Dawn are not going to waste as well, which is really nice. We got Vanilla Carrot, trigger, play it, probably not worth playing, just 1,000. Also keep in mind that like what I really care about is the counter. Like for instance, Otama, even though she's like not the greatest, she has a, how do I do this? Okay, there we go. She has a 2,000 counter, which is what you can use to defend your units. So that's pretty nice. Sai, Vanilla, I'm not gonna go over the Vanilla's too long, just looking at counters. This is a 2,000 counter card, so it's already pretty decent. Once per turn, take 1 life card, put in your hand. This turn, 2 plus 2,000 for this character. Then give this character up to 2 of your Rested Dawn. I guess this is not terrible if you can get this to stick on the board. So, because like the way this works is you can summon it for 2, right? And if it doesn't die the following turn, it doesn't die through like all these control effects, I should say. So it's good in like a mirror match, right? You have to take a life, then this guy gets 2,000, so he has 5,000. Then you can give it another 2 power, so that's 7,000, and then it can swing sometimes twice with the effects of Luffy. So 7,000 swing twice, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. We got Jinbei, Fishman, Straw Hat. It's a blocker. And on block, you may play a red card that costs 2 or less from your hand. That's actually pretty decent. It's also 5,000 power, so it can swing sometimes. No counter makes me not that interested in playing it. So probably not. I mean, like, counter, the DP of counters don't matter. All that matters is that you can just block. That's pretty much it. We got Tony Choppa. Once per turn, trash one of your cards from your hand. Put 1 Straw Hat type characters other than Chopper that cost 4 less from your trash to your hand. This actually could be pretty good. Recycling maybe some of your counters that have 2,000, like this guy. That's another reason why I like this Sanji, is because it has 2,000 counter. A counter of 2, I should say. I'm just gonna say counter of 2, counter of 1. You can trash a card that's pretty useless, or you just don't need that game, and put back something with a counter of 2 at the very least, or at the very most, like a useful card as well for on play, like a rush that died or something. Overall, a big fan actually. Okay, we got Nami. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal 1 Straw Hat crew type card other than Nami and add it to your hand. Searcher, 1 cost, 1 counter. Overall, pretty decent. It's also 2,000 power too, so like I guess you could put like 3 Dawns on it and swing if you need to. So like this card, big fan. And she got the Altart, baby. Ooh, the Altarts in this game are sick. I'm not gonna lie. We have Robin. Nico Robin, on attacking, KO one of your opponent's character with 3,000 power or less. Actually, pretty good. That's a pretty good skill. And you have 4,000 strike, 3 costs. So you're gonna have 5. Oh, I like this actually a lot. This is a good card. It has 1k power as well. That's actually worth playing. We have Bartolomeo, a blocker, 2k. Opponent's turn, this character gains 3,000 power. It's actually not a bad blocker. You still have the 1,000 power. You are 5,000 during your opponent's turn. You are essentially making it a 1 cost more to be a bigger blocker, so it dies less often. The problem is if they're swinging at life, they're going to be swinging at 5k, so you're probably going to die anyways. And you have to have 2 Dawn attached, and you don't get those power boosts during your opponent's turn. So I take it back. Not a big fan. I immediately took it back. Because you have to be, like, your opponent will be swinging at you, right? Which means they have to be at least 5,000 power to swing at your life, right? So at that case, you're going to die anyways because you're going to only be 5,000 power. It's whatever. You got Hyogoro. You may rest this character. Your leader or one of your characters gain 2,000 power for the turn. Could be good, but for 2 costs, probably not the best. Frankie, this character, oh, whoa. This character can also attack your opponent's active characters. Oh man, if it had a counter, this card would be perfect. But other than that, it's still pretty good. I would still play maybe 1 or 2 copies of this card because that's good. That's very strong. It is 3 costs, so it's easy to bounce or destroy or whatever, but if you can keep it on board, like they have to respond to this card or they're gonna be in a tough spot. So I like this card a lot. We have Brook, 1,001 counter. Let's take a look. There we go. When attacking up to 2 of your opponent's character, gets minus 2,000 power. Once again, until we see if having minus power is really, really worth, these cards that give your opponent minus power are not that interesting to me. We'll have to see though. Then we have some of the super rares. We have Luffy. This is just wait, what's going on? This character can't be KO'd while battling strike attribute characters. So yeah, that's good. That's good, I guess. Yeah, so like if you, I mean, I don't know, is that good? I actually don't know. Cause this is strike, right? There's lots of other type of cards though, so I don't know. I mean, it's fine, I guess. I mean, it's like only specific units can kill this guy. Activate main once per turn. Give this character up to 2 of your Rested Dawn cards. It's got 1,000 count. It has a 1 counter. It's 2 cost. It's not terrible. It's a pretty decent card. I'd probably play like 2 of this card because like it's hard to deal with, right? They have to specifically kill it in some way. I'm not too sure how good that is until we get like actual testing in with like the whole set. Excuse me. And being able to constantly be like 5k power is pretty good too. So yeah, I don't hate it. I like the card actually. We have Zoro super rare. Let's see, can we get the guy? There he is. Another rush unit, 3k, amazing. No counter, unfortunately, but cost of 3 with rush. Once again, now we are reducing it even further for this Luffy card. That means we're only using 6 of your 10 Dawn, which is really nice. And once again, you can rest some of that Dawn. I have a gnat in this room and it's driving me crazy. Just by the way. And that Altart is nuts. Look at this thing, dude. What is going on? Look at that knee. That's a knee. Okay, now we get into some of the options, counters, whatever you want to call them, events. Gomu Gomu no Red Hawk, pretty exciting. Your leader up to one of your characters gain 4k, so obviously 2 costs, gain 4 is really nice. Then KO one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. Amazing, amazing. This is a really great card. Trigger your opponent's leader or one of their characters lose 10,000 power for the... Oh, this is cool. This is a great card. This is a super strong counter. Because trigger, you can stop one attack, assuming they have more than one attack. So I guess it sucks if they're only swinging once that turn. But as a trigger, you can stop one attack, and as a counter, you can essentially stop one attack. So it's 2 cards that can stop an attack. That's great. Regular option here, give one of your opponent's characters minus 10,000. I mean, like for 4 costs just to guarantee kill a guy. I mean, it could be good, but right now, not really seeing it. We got Radical Beam. 1 cost counter. Your leader or one of your characters gain 2,000 power. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, this card gains additional 2,000 power for the turn. Trigger, your leader or one of your characters gain 1,000 power during this turn. You know what? I like it. At first I was like, the thing with these 2,000 counter guys is that you could just play a unit that gives you a 2,000 counter on its own. If you play a unit, a pirate, whatever you want to call it, character that gives you 2,000 counter, then you can just kind of use the effect of that or keep it in your hand. But with this trigger effect to give something 1,000 power for the whole turn, that means that they have to increase their dudes further to even swing over you. So that makes me like this card a little bit more. So I like it. And then there's this guy in 2 years to Sabaody. Trying to do the thing. There you go. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 Straw Hat type for your character, and add it to your hand. Return the other cards at the bottom of any check, and then you can activate the effect. So this one specifically says character, while Nami says card. And Nami is also 1 cost and is a unit that can start applying pressure and has a counter of 1,000. So I think Nami's just better. Although the other one has a trigger, which is play the card, but I don't want to trigger, if I'm going to use a trigger, I want the trigger to be immediately stopping me from taking damage this turn of some kind. All right, so this is some of the red cards, right? And the full set was released, but it hasn't been updated here as of yet. I can refresh and check, but I don't think it's been updated yet because I don't see the newer cards. All right, so we're going to go to Discord and we are going to look at some of the red cards that got revealed as well, so that you can get a look at all of the red cards. So once again, every set's been revealed, and shout out to the Discord. Also shout out to the website as well. I haven't done that yet. One Piece dash let me check actually. One Piece dash cardgame.dev. You can deck build and stuff like that there. And then here we have the Discord, One Piece trading card game. Discord is really nice. So we have Uta. Uta is a film character. Oh dude. Yeah, these are definitely gnats. They're biting me everywhere. Return up to 1 red card other than Uta that costs 3 or less from your trash to your hand. So I like this. I like this. Do I like this more than Chopper? This one doesn't have a counter, but being able to return counters to your hand is really nice. It is 4 costs, 4,000 power, while Chopper, let me double check Chopper. Chopper was 3 costs with a counter, so it's technically cheaper, but you have the trash card to do it. And it's 4 cost, but they're the same power. It's all right. I think I'd like Chopper a little bit more. It depends on like how much hand advantage matters. Then we have Gordon, I guess his name is. I mean, the movie's not out yet, so whatever. On play, you may put 1 card from your hand under your deck, draw 1 card. With it, okay, counter 2,000 plus filter is not bad. It's definitely not bad for a 2 cost, counter 1,000 and a draw. Not bad at all. And we should have more red cards, right? Yeah, this is where stuff slowly started getting revealed. We'll look at each color individually. We got Caribou. It's going to be hard to see the whole picture here, but yeah, don't worry about the picture too much. On KO up to 1 of your opponent's character with 4,000 or less. I mean, these effects might be good. It's a counter of 1,000. The on KO is really interesting because like you don't want to let your opponents keep units on board because they can just keep swinging. Like for 1 Dawn, you're just swinging at leader every turn. But if you don't, then they have to... I guess what has to happen, right, is that your opponent can play around this by just swinging with one of their weaker characters at first and then killing this. So, I don't know. Probably not that great. We got Vanilla. What's this guy's name again? Hajruden. That's right. And then we have Marco. I don't really get this white. Why do they even do this? Because like this implies there's gonna be like effects, but there's no effects. It's just vanilla. I don't know. It's weird. Then we have good old whatever this is. What is this card? Green Star. Oh, Green Star Rafflesia. That's great. One of your opponent's characters or leader minus 2,000 power for this turn. Oh, that's really cool for the whole turn. Is that right? That's really cool if that's the case. As a counter for this turn, as opposed to for the battle, is really strong. If that is the case, is really strong. Because for the whole turn is really, really good. But it's only one character. So, but it's good against decks that restand. And I know in the very bottom there were some red cards. There's Kamichio. That might be it. It might just be Kamichio. Vanilla 1k counter. Alright, cool. I gotta remember to say one counter. Save some time. Anyways, that's all I've read. How long has this video been so far? It's been 20 minutes. My god, we're speeding this up. Alrighty, moving on. Where is the Firefox? Boop, boop. There we go. Alright, moving on. We're moving to green. Oh, the Odin leader got revealed. So I guess we should probably talk about that first, because it does matter. Let's talk about Odin. Because Odin is a brand new leader in this set. Oh, I am way too high. There he is. Kozuki Odin. Look at that chonker, dude. Get that gnat away from me, dude. I'm gonna lose my mind. Activate main once per turn. You may trash a Wano country type card from your hand. Set up to 2 of your Dawn to active. So it is a that's really good. Being able to reuse your resources is nice. So it would have to be an Odin, a Kazuki, Red Scabbard type deck, but a Wano country type deck. So, but you know that's not bad. It's a really strong, being really strong to be able to restand your resources. So let's move on back into that by going to the Firefox. There it is. All right, cool. Ashura Doji. Come on, there we go. If your opponent has 2 more rested characters, the character gains 2,000. Whatever, it is a 1 counter. Doesn't matter. Dogstorm. When attacking, set 1 of your Dawn to active. Pretty good for Dawn 2. So you're gonna be 6,000 power swinging, and then you set a Dawn to active to be able to reuse some resources. Pretty nice. We like that. It's also just good, just vanilla, just like a good vanilla card. Play it for 3. When attacking, set a Dawn to active, reuse your resources. That's what green's all about, from what I'm understanding. You can restand your resources a lot. We got Okiku. When attacking, rest 1 of your opponent's character that costs 5 or less. That's really strong. That is super strong. Unfortunately, you have to choose your target for attack first and then rest. So you attack with this at your leader. For Dawn 1, you are attacking, so 6,000 into the leader. And then 1 of your other characters can swing over something else. This is a really, really strong card. Super strong card. Like this card a lot. Cost 5 or less is really good, because that's what that seems to be the theme for this game, is that like these bigger guys like Doflamingos, things that cost like 7, 8, 9, 10 Dawn, or 10 cost, cannot be messed with, which is really cool, because you get the late game that you just have this big body that just has to be swung over. We got Kawamatsu here, which is just a trigger to play the card. And then we have Killer. Let's see, blocker for 2 cost. On block, if you control 3 or more characters, draw 1 card. That could be good. Controlling 3 or more characters might be a heavy cost. It's easy to play around, but like draw an extra card for 2 costs. Pretty decent blocker. I like it. Kinemon. There we go. If your leader is Kazuki Odin, 6 costs, by the way. So it's gonna be like a mid to late game card. You may play 1 cost 3 or lower 9 red scabbard type character from your hand. So, oh yeah, for 6 costs, you play 2 guys. That's really nice. When attacking, set 1 of your cost 3 or lower 9 red scabbards to active. This is a great card. This is an amazing card for the Odin deck. Being able to swing multiple times and summon 2 guys at once, 6,000 power. No counter, but overall really strong. With a decent altar. Look at that altar, dude. Keep him on the goat. We got Sachi, a blocker that can let you play Penguin from hand. Not a huge fan of these cards that play specific characters if there's only 1 copy of the character, which unless they've printed another one that I haven't seen yet, which is right here. I guess we can look at Penguin first. Also a blocker that can play Sachi. Alright, so not a big fan of those type of characters. They both have only 1,000 counter too, so not that great. Jean Bart is only 1,000 power. Vanilla. We got Law. Law is a blocker. On play, you may return 1 of your characters to your hand. play one cost 3 or lower character card from your hand. So this is great combined with the red and green leader, because we just saw that Zoro was a cost 3 rush guy. So you may return one of your character cards to your hand. So on play, you can even return Law to your hand. Although I don't know why you'd play a 5 cost just to put it back in your hand to play a 3 cost. But just, you know, an example. But it's a blocker as well, so it has some use. 6,000 power. No counter, but overall, amazing card, actually. With, once again, spectacular alt art. Look at the boy. All right, we got Cat Viper, Nekomamushi, and Inu Orashi. But you know what? America doesn't have the balls to call it Nekomamushi. Rest one of your opponent's characters that cost 3 or less. 2 cost, rest, 1,000 counter. Like the card. Just like it for what the deck does, dude. We're gonna look at that. We can look at Raizo. When attacking once per turn, you may, if you have 2 or more rested characters, draw 1 card. If you have a big board, it's good. We'll have to see how consistently green can get out a big board. We have Punk Gibson. Counter, your leader up to one of your characters gain 4,000 power for the duration of the battle. Okay, then rest one of your opponent's characters that cost 4 or less. Could be good. I guess you could, like, if you do this counter quickly, then you can stop 2 attacks. So not bad. Like it a lot. Moving on to the Discord to go over the rest of the green cards. There we go. Green, green, green. There we go. We have Izo. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters that cost 4 or less. Another on play rester. We like it. We like. Oh, and it's 2,000 counter. Immediately love this card. Great card. Otsuru, whatever. She has 1,000 counter. Tanjiro. Tanjiro. Okay, up to one of your opponents, dude. I'm just such a One Piece geek, dude. I'm sorry. Up to one of your opponent's rested characters that cost 2 or less. Have your opponent pick one of your opponents. Blah 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 blah. When attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters that cost 2 or less. 1,000 counter. That's fine. And on KO, have your opponent pick one of your own cards in hand and trash it. Whatever. Pretty bad card. We have Kozuki Momonosuke. 0 counter. 0 cost. Activate main. So cost 1. So it costs 1 to play, then it costs 1 to use the effect. You may rest the designated number of Dawn. Blah, blah. You may rest this character, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Wano country type card and put it into your hand. Put the remaining cards in your deck in any order. So just a searcher. It's fine, I guess. Komurasaki. On play. Cost of 3, so it's going to cost 4 in total. If your leader is Kazuki Odin, you may set up to one of your Wano country type characters that cost 3 or less to active. That is probably good. I don't remember if there's any really strong on swing effects. I don't think there are. But being able to swing multiple times for a total of 4 more Dawn, which is fine because you're always restanding your Dawn anyways. So actually, I like this card a lot, now that I think about it. It also has 1,000 counter, so generally pretty decent. We have Shinobu, which is a vanilla, and then we have Denjiro. When attacking your leader's Odin, set 2 of your Dawn to active. So that's a pretty good card. It's 5 cost and 7,000 power. I like this card a lot, actually. Being able to set more of your Dawn to active, great for the deck. We have Beppo looking like a boss. Up to one of your, when attacking, play up to one of your cost 4 lower heart pirate type characters other than Beppo from your hand. So you can play another character. The problem is there are no heart pirates that have rush. And it's cost 4 or less. I don't know if there's many good cost 4 or less guys that are heart pirates. Yeah, none of them are good. The only one we have is Sachi and Penguin. There's John Bart. Law is 5 costs. Yeah, this is not a great card yet. It could be good in the future though. Once we get better, cards. But as of right now, it's not good because it can't play itself. If it can play itself, it's not bad. Then we have Kid. Eustace Captain Kid. As long as this character is rested, your opponent cannot attack anything other than the character named Eustace Captain Kid. This is great. This is actually really good. It's 8 cost, 8,000 power. It's really expensive, but it's a pseudo blocker, right? When you're 8,000 power, it means that they have to work really hard to kill this guy. Huge fan of this card, actually. If it had rush, this big card would be crazy. No counter. You may rest this character. You may play up to 1 character that costs 3 or less from your hand. Okay, that's great. This is awesome in the red-green deck. Because then you have like this really crazy pseudo blocker which you can immediately rest the same turn to play another guy from your hand. This card's nuts. This is really, really strong. This is just a good card in general, but it's really strong in the red deck because you can play a rush guy. Hard play for 8, rest it, play Zoro from hand, swing with Zoro, and go from there. Great card. We got Wire. Is Heat in the set? I didn't see Heat. But no, whatever. X-Drake, Cross-Drake. KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters that cost 4 or less. On play, KO. Oh, that's not bad. That's really strong, actually. We don't see effects like that a lot. And it's 1,000 counter. This is a great card. 5 cost, 6,000 power. Counter of 1,000, and on play, Restitute. That's really strong. I like this card a lot. Become my samurai. You may rest 2 of your opponent. You may rest 2 of your characters to draw 2 cards. Maybe good. I don't know. It might be good. How much can you swarm? It really depends on how much you can swarm. I'm not confident in the swarming though. We'll have to see. I haven't seen anything that made me love the swarming idea yet. With 6 cost Demon Face, KO up to 2 of your opponent's characters that cost 5 or less. That could be really strong, but we don't know yet. It's cost 6 to KO 2. So for board control, this could be good, but it doesn't have a counter. It doesn't have a counter effect. Paradise Waterfall. What is it? Something Totsuka in Japanese? I don't remember. During this battle, 2,000 power for up to one of your character or leader, then set one of your characters to active. That's pretty nice, actually. This is actually really cool. So you can block with something that can stop, if you have a big enough blocker. So this card itself makes you want to play a big blocker, because if you have a big enough blocker to stop an attack and survive, you can immediately play this card and then restand the blocker, and now you're stopping 3 attacks in total that turn. I like this card a lot, actually, but it would require you to have a decent board, or like stop something from being attacked, I guess. Or you can just stop like maybe your Kinemon from being attacked. Yeah, I like it a lot. I actually like this card a lot. KO up to one of your opponent's rested characters that costs 4 or less, and a great trigger as well. This card's really strong. I'm a big fan so far. Once again, this is all superficial, by the way. So I say something really strong that could mean nothing. Let's see. Beben. You may trash 1 Wano country type card from your hand. Set up to one of your Wano country characters that cost 3 or less to active. Like this card, but it costs 3. It costs 3. It can restand the unit. Maybe a good card. Not sure yet. Is there any other green cards? I don't think so. I think, yeah, the only one that's left is purple. Alright, cool. So yeah, we are running through this. That one took me less time, right? That one only took me 12 minutes. The first one is 20. Not too bad. Alright, moving on to purple. A color that I hope is really good, because I am a fan of the Kaido, of the Kaido starter deck. Let's see. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. All right, so we have a blue-purple Kaido. So blue is really good at bouncing stuff. That's all you really need to know. So 5,000 power, Dawn X1. During your turn, once per turn, when your opponent's character is KO'd, you can add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it to active. This is amazing for ramping. 4,000 power. All you have to do is KO guys. It can be KO'd through any means, so you don't have to KO through battle. So I like this card. We'll see how good blue and purple work together. But I mean, it's 2 controlling archetypes combined into 1, so I imagine it's pretty strong. Oh, we're on blue, not purple. I guess we probably keep that in mind. But we're moving on to blue, and purple is the one that also is controlling. Got Alvida. 2 costs, Dawn 1. When attacking, you may discard 1 card from hand, return one of your opponent's characters that costs with 3 or less to your hand. So immediately you can see the bouncing I was talking about. So you will be swinging at 4,000, but more importantly, a 2 counter, baby. Oh, we love that. We love the 2 counter. My voice cracked. I'm losing my voice. I apologize. We do love that. We are a big fan. We got Virgo, vanilla, but 7k power vanilla for only 5 costs is pretty decent. Pretty good. We have Crocodile, a big blocker, with Banish. When this deals damage, the life is trashed. So Banish is one of the best effects in this game, from what I can tell. It's a really good super rare. Trigger, Dawn 1, blue events in your hand have cost -1. This card's insane. So blue also has a lot of really strong events as well. And if you can get a few of these blocker crocodiles on board, so when you play it, it already has instant value because you're a blocker, right? When you swing with it, you do Banish, one of the strongest effects in the game, and you can give your blue events a cost of 1. It does cost 1, but if you can get like 2 of these guys on board, and you're giving your dudes -2, that's insane value. I really like this card. We'll see how good it is because it still costs 7. And once again, excellent alt art. We do love these alt arts. We have Caesar Clown. On play, put 1 smiley from your deck. Play 1 smiley from your deck, then shuffle your deck. I know smiley exists. Here it is. For each card in your hand, 1,000 power for this character. It starts at 1,000, but if you have a big enough hand, that's a really threatening card. So it costs 4 to summon 2 characters. You do have to build around it. They are both counters at the very least, though. So you can probably play like a 2/2 count, maybe. I mean, it's not bad getting multiple characters out. You can't swing with them on the same turn though, so they have to retaliate immediately. But overall, I don't hate it. I don't know if I love it because you have to play. There's a lot of cards. Like you can play what's the card from the blue Sentinel Morrow from the blue deck, and that will let you play a Pacifista from your deck. And there's a Pacifista Vanilla and there's a Pacifista Blocker in this set, I believe. I think it's in the other leaks. We'll take a look at that later. So being able to cost 4, then you have to tap 2 or 3 or something like that. But still, being able to pull out a bigger unit that's harder to beat over or kill or bounce or whatever is probably a little bit better, but we'll see. Anyways, moving on. We have Kuma, who is also a blocker. On KO, play up to 1 cost 4 or lower Pacifista from your hand. And from your hand is a little bit worse, but overall not bad. We have Vanilla Bellamy, 1k counter, like the Kuma was. Then we have Perona. Everybody loves Perona, right? On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, rearrange them in any order, then return them to the top or bottom of the deck. So you can look at the top 5, rearrange, then put them in the bottom or the top. But you can't choose. You can't like separate them. For 1 cost, it's not terrible. It has 1 counter. I mean, it's decent for filtering. So I don't actually hate it at all. Ignore any background noise, by the way, guys. Okay, we got Miss All Sunday here. It's a blocker. Deck. Oh, wait a minute. This is 3. I remember this card. This card's really good, actually. 3 costs on KO. If this is so this is a blocker, and on KO, if you have a Baroque's type leader, you can add an event from your trash to your hand. Being able to bounce your events is insane. It means you can just use your events throughout the game. You don't have to save them so much, and then you have just a blocker that will both block and put an event back. So once again, stopping probably 2 attacks in 1, while also being a counter. What a great card. We got Vanilla Mocha, doesn't matter. We got Monet with a trigger to play yourself, so not really amazing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Donna's Bones. If your leader is Baroque Works, every 2 event cards in your trash, this character gains 1,000 power. That's probably asking a lot. 2 cost, 1,000 counter. Probably not the best, but not terrible. We got Bon Clay. When attacking, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 event card of Baroque Works in its type among them and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So 3 cost, whilst attaching 1, and when attacking, you have to look at the top 5 to add an event. Maybe not super feeling it right now, but possibly if you really need to like make an event-based deck. We got Galdino, Mr. 3, looking amazing. Wow, wowzers. If your leader is Baroque Works, choose 1 character. Choose one of your opponent's cost 4 lower character until the end of the opponent's next turn. This character cannot attack. So on-play stun is really strong, actually. That's really, really strong. An on-play stun for 2 costs and then also a counter and 3k. That's really strong. I like that a lot, actually. We got Overheat. There he is. It's a counter. One of your leader gets 4,000 for the battle, then return 1 cost 3 or lower character and active to its owner's hand. And choose to return 1 cost 3 or lower character inactive. So this can be either yours or your opponent's card. And then its trigger is return 1 cost 4 or lower character to its owner hand. So pretty good. I mean, it does do the 4,000 power, so automatically it's good enough to me. But being able to bounce something could be really strong. Give me 1 second, guys. Close the door. I don't want you guys to hear all the background noise going on, but it's fine. We got Officer Agents. Return up to 1 character cost with Baroque Work in this type and a cost of 3 or less from your hand without paying its cost. For 2 costs, as a counter, you can play a blocker. But you can't block anymore. So it's just like I guess it's fine if you're looking to play heavy events, right? Because this is just immediate, like you can play a character for 1 less cost than you would have during your opponent, during during your turn, right? And then because it's your turn again, that unit can attack almost immediately. So I guess at the end of the battle, you can play like a few of these, play a bunch of guys from your hand. I actually kind of like this the more I think about it. Um, yeah, because then you can start swinging. So all these guys that have win attacking skills that are 3 costs or less get immediately a little bit better, right? Like you can play Miss All Sunday, which is a blocker, so you can just do it at the beginning of the attack and then block the next one. You can play Bon Clay, which would then let you search for more events, as well as, you know, it's also a 2,000 counter. Oh, I take it back what I said earlier. This Bon Clay is better, especially combined with this and being able to be a 2k counter is really strong. Nothing else comes to mind. Is this is Punk Hazard Scientist? These other cards aren't really that great. Virgo is too expensive. Alvida is a buggy pirate. So far this can play Bone Clay. I guess you can also play Galdino. It can, so oh yeah, you can play Galdino, right? Mr. 3, and then you can bounce something. Or you can stop something from attacking as well. So on one swing, play another one. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is a nice little core we have going on here. We'll have to look at the other cards, see if any of them are also Baroque Work cards. Then you have Baroque Work itself, the card. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal one Baroque Work type card other than Baroque Works added to your hand. So it's just a consistency card for the deck, which I actually don't hate considering how like cool this card is and its core. It's also a trigger effect. Just overall, I'm a fan of these cards. All right, let's go ahead and look at the rest of the blue boys in Discord. All right, we got Arlong. Activate 1, 4 costs, Dawn 1. You may rest this character. Pick 1 card from your opponent's hand and reveal it. If that revealed card is an event card, place up to 1 of their life cards at the bottom of the owner's hand. So we're just gambling out here. We gambling. So it's really good in the mirror match if you're playing against Baroque Work or something. Other than that, though, I mean, if it's 5,000 power, I'd rather swing with it. I don't want to rest it to get rid of a card in my opponent's hand. Maybe. We got Don Krieg. Just Krieg here. 6,000 power, 1k counter. We have Gecko Moria, 5,000 power. When you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character gains double attack. That's really strong, actually. That's actually really strong in the yeah, and I guess it's just strong in general. 4 cost, double attack. Now here's the thing with double attack. I don't know if it's similar to Gate Ruler or other card games where like you have to finish the damage that you've done, or if it's like 1 damage and then if it gets KO'd through that 1 damage, say like through a Gum Pistol, which is just KO 6 costs or less on board. Will the second attack go through or will it not go through? We don't really know yet, but overall this is a good card. Double attack is nice, 4 costs, pretty cheap, 5,000 power is just strong enough. It also has a counter. I like this card a lot. We have Mihawk, beautiful card, 9,000 power, 9 costs. Place up to 1 character with a cost of 7 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So this is one of the very, very few cards, if not the only card I've seen so far in this deck that can actually get rid of 7 cost guys. But it can put him in the bottom of the deck, which is actually really strong. So this is really, really hard removal while also being a big body. Love this card. Great card. We got Jinbei. I think we have Jinbei of like every color at this point. Place 1 character with a cost of 3 or less at the bottom of the owner's decks. Dude, this bot decking is really strong. And this is a great cop. This is a great card too. With a trigger to play itself. It's really weak though. So maybe it's not that great. It also doesn't have a counter. So maybe not. Doflamingo with very interesting artwork. 4 cost, 4,000, 3 cost, 1,000 counter. Blocker. Blocker with only 4k is not great. On play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, place them on top or bottom of the deck and anywhere. No, I'm not a big fan of that card. We have another Pacifista. This one is a blocker. If you have you can have more than 4 of this card in your deck. So you can build a straight Pacifista deck with a bunch of blockers, which is really funny. We have a Boa Hancock. Did we see that earlier? Did we see that in here? I don't think we did. We didn't see that Boa earlier. I know that it was revealed though. So let me take a look at it. It was revealed like way up here as like a magazine scan card. Here it is. Let's see. Dawn 1. It's a blocker. When attacking, when blocking. If your hand is 5 or less, draw 1 card. That's pretty good actually. Okay, I like this card a lot actually. A lot might be up there. It doesn't have a counter. No, it does have a counter. Counter of 1,000. Yeah, this is a good card. I take it back. It's a good card. It's a counter of 1,000. It's a blocker, so on play it has immediate value once again, and it can draw you a card when attacking or when blocking, so it replaces itself for 4 cost. I like this card a lot. This is another Baroque Work card. It's 3 cost 4,000, so it triggers with that event we were looking at earlier. On KO, draw a card. It's fine. I mean, that's a fine card. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I mean, they have to KO it at some point, right? Or else you're just putting pressure on the board for 4,000 power. We have Desert Spada. Your leader or one of your characters gain 2,000 power for 1. Then look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place them on top or bottom of the deck in any order. Trigger, draw 2, trash 1. Not a big fan. Pretty okay. Crescent Cutlass. If your leader has the 7 Warlords of the Sea type, return 1 character with cost of 5 or less to the owner's hand. 3 cost counter. Being able to bounce is really nice, actually. And all that's left is purple. Let's do it, boys. Final stretch in this 45-minute video so far. But I do like the color purple a lot. So let's take a look. We have, of course, we got Kaido. Oh, let me go ahead and make it to where you guys can see now. Oop. There we go. Kaido, 10 cost unit. On play, Dawn 6. So whenever you do minus, you can put those cards back into your Dawn deck from anywhere, including attached or rested. Good thing, something to keep in mind. If your leader card has Animal Kingdom Pirates, KO all other characters in this one. This is amazing. On play, clear board. Love it, love it, love it out here. No counter though, so I'm just kidding. It's a pretty decent card. Apu, purple, vanilla, doesn't matter. We got speed, counter of 1,000. Other than that, whatever. We are at the bottom here. We got Basil Hawkins. Add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck to your cost area. So for 4 costs, you get to gain a Dawn. You can't use it that turn, but you can gain it. It's pretty nice. With a trigger to play it. So I'm a big, I want to say I'm a big fan, but it's really weak. But you know what? Overall, pretty good. I mean, it's just ramping more resources. You definitely play 4 with this. It also has a trigger to play it itself as well. So Kamazo, the Manslayer, the mysterious character that nobody knows who it is. Definitely not killer. On play. Dawn minus on KO, Dawn -1. KO one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or less. I like this card because it's 5,000 power. So if they don't kill it, you're gonna be swinging every turn, and then they can kill something that costs of 5 or less, which is really strong. 5 or less is really good. 1,000 counter as well. I'm a fan. I am a fan. We got Who's Who. As long as there are 8 or more Dawn on the field, this character gains 1,000 power. Pretty boring. Hold'em. Add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck to the cost area rested on KO though. It's okay. I'd rather play 4 of these before I play Hold'em. Quick interruption. There are more purple cards. It was weirdly empty. They're actually hidden in the starter deck. These first 5, I guess there was only 3 of them, are part of the main set. So we'll go over them real quick because they are pretty good cards. This one is an ulti 2 cost, no counter, but on play you play a Dawn. So it's really like almost a pseudo 1 cost kind of, because you get to play a Dawn. It's really strong being able to play a Dawn from your starter deck. It has an altar. I don't know if this is from the set or from something else, but it doesn't matter. We have King. That's like ulti, no counter, but on play for a Dawn 2 you can KO a cost 3 character and a cost 2 character or lower. So this is like a nice for 7 costs -2 Dawn, so it's like pseudo 5, kind of something like that. You can KO 2 bodies on board, pretty good. And then we have Sasaki. Dawn 1, when attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand, add 1 card from your Dawn deck and rest it. It's a 2,000 counter, so it's probably still worth playing, but I'm not super sure how strong that effect is. We'll have to see when we start doing deck building with like good stuff purple, good stuff red, yada yada yada. Anyways, back to the rest of the video. We got, oh, I guess I should probably talk about these guys because they're red and green. We'll talk about those last though. We got the 2 secret rares that are pretty decent. Artificial Devil Fruit, Smile. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose 1 Smile type character and the cost of 3 or less, and then play it. Place remaining cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. There hasn't been any amazing Smiles yet, so I'm not that interested. So far, we've just seen Speed. I guess this is technically a Smile as well, but it's 4, so you can't really do it. Ulti Mortar. For Dawn -2, so cost 1, then you have to put 2 back in your deck. Your leader gains 2,000 power, then draw a card. So overall, I mean, you're essentially paying 3 for this card, which is fine because in the purple deck, you get to like 10 Dawn, turn 2, turn 3. It's actually insane if everything goes well for you. Which means you're actually not gaining resources anymore. So late game, this card's better. Early game, this card sucks. Or actually, mid to late game, this card's better because once again, you don't really need. It's okay if you put back exactly 2 Dawn because at the start of your turn, you're just going to gain that Dawn back anyways. But there's so many better effects in this game that you can spend your do Dawn effects for, especially in the starter deck. We'll go over the rest of the cards in a second, but real quick, I just want we gotta do some Shanks appreciation. Look at this, gorgeous man. Like this is a beautiful card. It's another rush unit that cannot be blocked by low DP blockers. It's good. It's not amazing, but you know it's a secret rare. You grab it because it's beautiful. Yamato is an amazing card though. This card's also treated as Kazuki Odin, and it has double attack, and it has banish. So if you get banish, means that whenever you attack a life, they draw the card from their life, right? But in banish, they have to trash it instead, which means they don't activate any trigger effects, which is insane. I think you don't activate trigger effects. We don't have banish in the starter deck, so I'm not actually super sure. But I'm pretty sure you don't activate any trigger effects. One of these cards tell you what banish does. But it's a double attack. It's also treated as Kazuki Odin. I don't know how much that matters. We've seen every green card. I don't think any green card mentions Kazuki Odin that's not as a leader, like this one. You have to have a leader named Kazuki Odin, and this is not a leader card as far as I'm aware. It's just a character. So nothing else says it's mentioned Kazuki Odin. So the game lore-wise makes sense. Gameplay-wise doesn't matter. This is a great secret rare though, because it also has a counter. So this is probably going to be the most expensive one because you probably want to play like 3 or 4. You definitely want to play 4 of this card. This card's insane. It's a really strong counter. It's got waifu tax. Like it's going to be an expensive card. So if you pull this, you win. Congratulations. Get a playset. All right, let's go over the rest of these cards and we're going to call it a video. Boop. Boop. Where's the Discord? Found it. All right, cool. All right, let's go over the rest of these cards. We have Kyoshiro. Oh, that's beautiful artwork. 6,000 power, 5 cost. It is a Wano Country card. If you have 8 or more Dawn on the card, when on play, if you have 8 or more Dawn cards on the field, draw 1 card. I mean, it's fine. It's 5 cost. You can draw a card. There's some better draw cards in purple already. I'm not super concerned about this card. We got Zuma, 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 Zuma. Look at the queen already. 1 counter, 6 cost, 5,000 power, on play, Dawn -1. This character gains Rush. Then give one of your opponent's characters -2,000 power during this turn. Okay, I like this card. Purple doesn't have Rush, so being able to add like 2 or 3 copies of Rush is really nice in the deck. We got Kurozumi Orochi. On reveal up to 1 smile from your deck and add it to your hand. So you can on play, put a smile to your hand, then play the smile, which will get you one of the smile characters, whatever. It has a 2,000 counter. Other than that, though, I don't think it's enough for its own deck quite yet. Kurozumi type characters, other than this, Semimaru cannot be KO'd in battle, which is nice, I suppose. Once again, I'm not super impressed by the Kurozumi deck, but these are really good cards for it if it does start existing. Kurozumi, what is this? Higurashi. It's a blocker. Oh, it's a blocker that can't be KO'd, which is a really nice combination. Oh, I like this combo at the very least, because they're both counters. Like mid to late game, you can play them both, and then like all of a sudden you have a blocker that can't be KO'd, so that you can stop 1 attack every turn. But then they just kill this. So you just never swing with this guy, or they get rid of it, or something. I don't know. Pretty interesting, though. It could be good, depending on like how much removal these decks play. We got Jack looking hench. Oh, my God. When attacking, Dawn 1, you may return, blah, 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 blah. Your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. So this is really cool. When attacking, Dawn -1, hand destruction. They get your opponent chooses, obviously, but like you're only drawing 1 card a turn, which means it's easy enough to start making your opponent have a smaller hand, which is really strong. We got Bao Wang. What's she do? On play, choose 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals them, so you can look at your opponent's hand, I suppose. And we have Babanuki. Just a vanilla. We have Fukuroji Kuju with his big head, another vanilla. We got Black Maria, who is a blocker, just like the starter deck one, but it's 4 cost, 5,000 power. Once again, power is not strong enough. On block, Dawn -1. This character gains 1,000 power during the turn. Oh, that's not as bad. It's only 1,000 power, or 1,000 counter though. So you get a guy that can block. That can be 6,000 power by putting Dawn -1. Not great. So this is actually really interesting. Page 1, because we have a card in the starter deck that can play a page 1 from your hand. And that also has a 2,000 counter, so it's really good. So if this card's good, that means that card's even better now. You may return a specific number of Dawn card, blah, blah, blah. This character can also attack your opponent's active characters during this turn. Excellent. Great card. Love it. Love it. Love it a lot. This is a good card. I'd play this even if it wasn't for the, what's her name? What is her name? We have Ulti, yeah. If it wasn't, even if Ulti didn't exist, I'd still play this card. It's 1,000 counter that can attack over guys with 5,000 power. All for the cost of putting 1 Dawn back in your deck. Amazing card. Love it. Almost done here. We got next Drake. 2,000 counter, which is pretty interesting. Your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. This is great. On play, your opponent trashes another card from their hand, 5,000 power. It costs -1 to do it, but a counter of 2,000 means that you can either use this to defend yourself or to disrupt late game. We got this boy. What is this guy? Elephant's Marchu. I don't remember that attack. KO to one of your opponent's character with a cost of 2 less, then add 1 Dawn card from your deck to your hand. 4 cost to KO a character is pretty weak, but once again, if you're looking for a controlling style archetype, this might be just worth playing because you can add a Dawn. So you're really only paying 3 for this because you're putting a Dawn from your deck. So 3 costs to KO a 2 cost or less character could be pretty good. Sheep's Horn, Dawn 1, return. So you're 2 cost, and then you're putting a card back from your deck. So really, it is still a 2 cost, but you're minusing 1 on your board. Rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost or 6 or less. This is much better because you are resting a bigger level guy for a cheaper cost that you can swing over stuff. I actually like this card a lot. This is a great card. Thunder Bagua, 2 cost. Your leader or one of your characters gain 4,000 power during the battle, which is great. If you have 2 or less life, add 1 Dawn card from your deck and rest it. Okay, so this is a great card. So if it gets to late game, you can even add more resources. And its trigger is add a Dawn card, so a decent trigger if you really need the Dawn. Then you got this guy, Oroshima. Pretty boring. So oh man, this is great. So okay. This has been just under an hour. I'm gonna try to clock it under an hour. I'm going to do the starter decks as well. I'm probably gonna do like all of them in one video because like there's not that much to talk about. But yeah, this has been great. If you guys, I'm so excited. I want to make content for this, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to like put in all the work. Okay, if somebody makes a tabletop simulator that has all these cards, I can try to start deck building and going from there, and maybe do some battles with some friends. We'll see. If you guys are interested in doing something like that, hit me up. I'll play pretty much anybody because I want to have fun with this deck. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, share, all that good jazz, and yeah, see you guys next time.